Oh hey, I'm Don Bowles, and you are currently raving and or rocking with the Wastoids.
Hey.
Oh, hi.
We're on. We're on.
I'm scooching.
All right, we got Mark. Mark Bizarre. We're all here.
We got Mark Bizarre. I feel like I was too. There we go. Is that good?
How's that looking?
Wouldn't it be great if my chair just tipped over as I was doing that?
Causing that computer to fall.
Yes, that would be
Causes
fantastic.
a chain reaction. All these lights come down.
I'm making sure the secondary stream is going. Oh, there we go.
We've got multiple streams, folks.
We're crossing streams.
We're crossing the stream. Fine. It's what everybody who's been watching has been waiting for Sam and I to do. Cross the stream.
There we go.
And now we've done it.
All right, let's see. Let me just make sure here. Killer. Hi. Oh wait, do we have some theme music that we should be
As a matter of fact,
playing?
we do.
That's what I like to hear. Dig it. What's up?
That's right. That's Click Vortex.
What's up, Internet?
The theme from Click Vortex by
Astrologer.
Astrologer.
They got a 7-inch coming out.
They do have a 7-inch coming out. Hey, Patrick.
Patrick Carey.
We've got a genuine.
Oh, dude.
We've got a genuine rock star in the chat.
Hey,
folks.
Patrick, check this out.
Can you see that?
You see that?
I'll
All
give-
right, there we go. That's a.
Fog machine is being blasted. Patty in the house.
Man, I'm so psyched to have Patrick here. We got Patrick. We got Marco. It's a real reunion here.
This is. Whoop.
We got these cables.
We're tangled up in cables, folks, as always. Yeah, Astrologer. They got a 7-inch coming out on Hello Records. Is that pre-order? That's not up yet, is it?
It's not. I think it's gonna go up soon. It's gonna go up maybe. I don't know.
You know what else?
Week or so.
You know what they
Something like
also have?
And it won't be a pre-order. We'll actually have it.
It'll just be an order.
It'll just be an order. Hopefully.
Hey, we got ma'am. Welcome to the chat, ma'am. Astrologer also has a single coming out on Friday. Digitally.
Yes.
Bang, bang.
Orangutan.
Orangutan.
Kill it.
Very recently, last week, as a matter of fact, over at the Linger Longer Lounge, our own Decoy Deloy hosted Don Bowles of the Germs and also of Astrologer. And so got to see the Astrologer crew there at the Linger.
Legendary Don Bowles.
Legendary Don Bowles sharing his favorite glambient
What's
tracks.
that? What's that little ghost we have between us? You noticed that? The little, like the blob from Lost.
This?
The smoke from Lost.
Is that a smoke monster?
Smoke monster from Lost is between us. Oh wait, is that just a crazy shadow?
It's a crazy shadow.
All right,
I believe we've got Anita weighing in with the hello,
Yes.
Dougie
Yes,
Jones
yes.
style. Well, hey everybody.
Dougie.
It's Tuesday and we're hanging out here on Click Vortex. We decided because it's summer that we were unable to think of anything intelligent.
Our brains weren't working. It's
say.
118 degrees. Well, maybe not right this second. Actually, maybe right this second. Let's see. Should we look?
Let's see.
Let's see.
We're getting it. This is the stuff you guys tune
We're
into.
fact checking our weather here.
Click Vortex. You love that on the weather.
Talking about weather is always cool. It's 107, so it's a little
107.
cool.
Yeah, I mean it's basically autumn.
But we do have a high of 115 today. Or we could do weather actually. We have the screen for it.
We could. And as you can see, there's a hot heat wave moving into all of Arizona and the
Yes.
Southwest. They call it climate change, folks.
Here we go.
We love it. Anyway,
Welcome to Arizona. Welcome to the heat. It's a Death Eater. That's right.
it's a Death Eater. I had it's been a little bit. We might get some rain, right? Like, we're getting closer to monsoon.
They keep
season.
saying rain.
They keep saying
Every
rain.
night it says there's like a 50% chance of rain, but then it doesn't rain.
I think we just need, we need some of that rain because right now it's a wet heat. It's like It's a wet, hot heat. Remember them? Remember that band?
Yeah, they're Canadians, I believe.
Hot
Heat.
Do Canadians say the word hot in an entertaining manner or
Hot.
no?
I don't know. Probably. They say everything in an entertaining manner, and they're so nice over there in Canada. All right. So anyway, what are we doing here today? Episode 34. This is the 34th one of these that we've ever done.
This is the 34th one of these that we've ever done.
This is quickly approaching. I was thinking about it. I think I had a podcast before, if you recall, with my friend Ian Stupar, as many people in this chat know and love. It was called Are You Kidding Me? And I think we did 37 of those.
So we're getting close.
We're getting close. This is almost about to be the most podcast episodes I've ever done. Not the most you've ever done.
No.
You've done many podcasts.
Many podcasts.
How many episodes of Aquarium Drunkard do you think you've done?
Transmissions?
Transmissions.
We counted it at some point. It's a couple hundred.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a couple hundred. We only took it weekly in 2020, but I mean, even since then, that's been.
You ever listen to Comedy Bang Bang?
Do I ever listen to Comedy Bang Bang?
I think they have. I think they're on I think they're in the thousands at this point.
I think so too.
It's impressive.
Something you have done has caused my headphones to go.
Did I unplug your headphones? Sorry, I was just very annoyed by this.
I don't know.
Thing.
We might have to get up and do a little. Can you still hear yourself?
I can hear myself, and I can hear you.
What happens if I play the Click Vortex theme again?
I can hear it.
It's there.
You can't hear yourself?
We just have some.
Listen, this is a real shit show over here at
It's
the Wastoid studio.
It's okay. It's all right. If we're fine, we're fine. All right.
You got to be able to hear yourself.
I can hear myself. I just don't hear myself fully.
Oh, interesting. It's one of those things.
It's one of those things. I can hear myself enough to keep this show rolling.
All right, cool. Well,
we're in good shape.
You're a professional.
So we're
you know how to
talking.
roll with the punches.
We've established. I've done hundreds of podcasts, and
Yeah.
I've never heard myself on a single one. I'm just
Right.
kidding. We decided to talk about on-stage freakouts
Yeah,
because those are fun.
they are fun.
They're fun.
There's so many of them
There's so many of them.
because the stage performance is a old art. So we have many decades to pull from.
That's true. Stage performance.
It's an old art.
It's been around. It's
I'm gonna
been
put
around
that
for
on
a long time.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt. Stage performance, an old art. Just shirts that make no sense.
You're gonna open us up. You're gonna be the one. Glad I'm not
I'm
paying
DJ
for
first.
This. What? You're getting burned.
Real rinky-dink op we got going on here, people.
Yeah.
That's the way we like it. If you don't like it,
Did you see that? We haven't been
hit the
fooling
road,
around
Jack.
with Twitter as much, but did you see the thing I posted of Brian Wilson saying it's like him in the '80s, and he's like, "Yeah, we got a real good band, but the shows are rinky-dink."
No, but I love that.
Rinky-dink.
I did watch. I almost pulled like 3 separate Beach Boys videos for this. I watched about 5 of them, but that was one I did not see. I almost pulled the Dennis Wilson on the Today Show, or it's all the Beach Boys in like 1980 something on the Today Show, and I opted out of it just because it's a little depressing, actually.
Well, yeah, and I mean, although it is on stage in a sense, it's not a live performance. But that said, Mike Love does some weird.
I'm a little loose with
does
my
some weird.
With,
Oh yeah.
with mine maybe. Actually, I don't even remember what mine are. Maybe I'm not.
We're in good shape.
I'm
But
pretty good.
before we dig into your clips, I wanted to ask you a little bit about this topic.
Okay.
So, do you suffer from stage fright? I think stage fright is the number one contributor to on-stage freakouts, right?
I'm crippled by stage fright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
I hate it.
Was it always that way?
It wasn't too bad in bands because I could hide. I had, especially in the format, I had this like massive keyboard station around me, so it was really easy to just be over in the corner and not get any attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't perform live by myself. You do a great job of it. You seem to have none.
Oh no, I mean I
You're
have it.
quite confident on stage.
Maybe it's because I grew up having to do it in church. Like I had to sing in front of everybody at a pretty young age.
That was my nightmare. My nightmare was always been having to stand up and talk in front of people. Even in like a small group setting, like where they're in school or like in Sunday school or something when I was a kid, when they'd go around the room and just be like, please don't ask me, please don't ask me, please don't ask me. Sam, do you have anything to say about that? And I'd be like, no.
Or
I'll just be like, yeah, kind of just like what he said.
I feel like I feel like kind of like an asshole being like, yeah, well, I'm pretty comfortable speaking in front of people.
I mean, it is true,
I'm
though.
not-
Like, after you do it a while, it's you do get used to it. Like, you know, it just becomes kind of second nature.
When I was in 8th grade, and I'll never forget this. I was in 8th grade, and we had we were in the school auditorium, and it was like the end of 8th grade. They had like a motivational speaker come like talk to us, but they were like, and before the motivational speaker comes out, you know, we got this letter from a former student here at the school.
Yeah.
Who's now incarcerated.
Okay.
And they're like, but this is an important letter that you need to know what it's all about. And we're going to have, and then they like looked on a sheet and they were like, Jason Woodbury is going to come up and read this. But nobody had told me this was going to be happening.
Yeah.
Nobody had prepared me for this.
I feel
no
like
teachers.
I feel like I'm better when put on the spot like that.
In a
than
weird way.
if I have time to prep, I get nervous, even more nervous.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. Because I got up with this sheet of paper, and I was just like, you can probably read it. I guess just do it. So I didn't have any time to.
It would have been
overthink
cool if it was like a movie or something where you start reading it and you're like, but you know what? And then you like rip it apart
Yeah.
and you just like take the
Freestyle.
mic off the mic stand, start walking around and like doing a whole routine. It'd be
Listen,
awesome.
let me tell you guys what I think.
Listen, I could read this. That's what they want you to.
Yeah.
That's what they want me to do.
It was and it was like a letter from a guy who went to jail, and he was like, "Don't go to jail. Stay in school. Don't go to jail." If there's a message of Click Vortex.
Stay in
it's
school,
that.
don't go to jail. Yeah, I like that. Or don't go to school, don't go to jail. How about that? I like both.
I think both are. I like turtles. Exactly.
Yeah, that's me. That's
But
me. I'm getting better. I'm getting more. I mean, as you know, like owning. I remember the first time I had to do like a
company
meeting,
address?
and it was
Oh,
like
boy.
4 people at the time, and I was so nervous even for that.
Yeah.
Just because I don't like talking in front of people. I don't even really like this. Let's stop. Let's just shut this whole thing down.
All right, guys. We have queued up Pee-wee's Big Adventure. We're
starting,
just going to
I'm
hit
starting,
play on
the
that.
panic is setting, and I'm realizing what I'm doing here.
We'll just move.
Broadcasting to at least 7 people right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty high audience. Maybe too earlier in the day for it to be a really high audience, but we've got high audience numbers.
Yeah, you never know. There's the wake and bake sitch.
Yeah, did you ever have like a full-on stage freak out? Like, mostly able to avoid that?
Yeah, I feel like I feel like I've underperformed, like,
Sure.
at times.
Sure.
Like, messed something up, kind of flubbed for a minute, and then somehow managed to get back on track. But
Right.
I've never had a thing where I just straight up had to stop or walk off stage, which we will be showing at some point, where that has happened
Yeah.
to people in the past for various reasons. But no, managed to sort of get around. Again, it's like especially if you have a band, but you can hide, and you flub at something on the keyboard. You got patty cakes on shredding the guitar, and no one can tell what's going on.
Right. Yeah, no, having a band is crucial. Being on your own, that would be.
Yeah, Miranda's bringing up that I did one time actually, when I was trying to swim across a lake on tour. We stopped at Lake Shasta. Marco remembers this. We had a little barbecue, and everyone went to go swim out onto this little, I don't even know, like a dock thing that was in the middle of this lake. And I was like, oh yeah, I can swim. And I can't. I can't. Or I can, but my brain told me that I couldn't because I started panicking. So I think that's really where things go wrong. Like if you start overthinking stuff, you're like, oh, can I swim? Yeah, of course I can swim. I'm swimming right now. But then you're like, but can I swim far? And did I just smoke a pack of cigarettes and eat 5 hot dogs?
Right.
Yes, I did. Okay, that's probably not a good idea.
It's like if you think about anything too long, it becomes impossible in a way.
Yeah,
like
so now I just try not to think about stuff.
That's
Just
crucial.
roll through life like a whirling dervish.
Lean into the mistakes. They're called characters.
I agree, Patrick.
He's right. Well, speaking of
Words of
characters,
wisdom.
we've got a cast of them today here on the show. We're in real Mystery Science Theater 3000 mode. We're going to be watching all sorts of clips of exactly what we're talking about, on stage meltdowns.
Yeah, we're gonna make fun of
we're gonna make fun of others.
people.
Now that I freaked out the first time I ever.
There's lots of character on these clips.
The first time I ever performed like rock music in front of people, not church music, managed to be in another church. Actually, I performed at a
Christian rock,
an LDS talent show,
Ooh, Mormon rock.
despite the fact that neither I nor the person I was performing with were members of that church.
Nor had talent. Just
and
kidding.
we definitely did. No, we didn't
Just
have
kidding.
talent.
Yeah, no, this was like 16.
I think I was 15, and I got up on stage, and I just lost it. I just really didn't know what to do, so I just started screaming like I was in a punk band. We wanted to be a punk band.
Everybody wanted to be in a punk band.
But I just kind of like started like
90s,
barking,
early 2000s.
doing like the hardcore, rah, wah, wah, like that scream, like the one you don't want to listen to.
Yeah.
And I did it, and afterwards, like all the people came up to me. No, we're offline.
We're offline there. Oh, well.
The nice people came up to me, and they were like, "That was very interesting." And
Wow.
like, wow, very
So avant-garde.
expressive. Wow, you're very good. Or whatever. Like they were being super nice to me, but I could just tell that they thought I was
We're
like
lying.
some sort of maniac child, and I was. So yeah, that's that. We're going to call this episode a day. No, I'm just kidding. Now we have stuff to actually show you guys.
Okay, so we're going to... am I jumping in? Oh, we're back online.
Yeah.
Am I jumping in?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I think we just had a minor internet freak out.
We
So
did.
Our internet wanted to
stage
join in on the
freakouts.
funds. Yeah, stage freakouts to internet freakouts and circling back to stage freakouts. So there's just, like I said, there's so much to pull from. So last night, I was just pulling clips. I'm like, these are all great, but I need to organize these in some way. So I picked one from, I tried to have one from a different category, a different type of onstage meltdown.
I
and
like
my
it.
first, let's just get it out of the way. My first is rage. Rage is a type of freak out that you might have. And, we discussed this yesterday before we even picked our clips. You were like,
Are you going to do this
one of us is going to talk about Billy Joel, obviously. Because Billy Joel has one of the most notorious freakouts. In 1987, he was shooting a documentary on his tour in Moscow, and the entire the lighting crew kept lighting the audience up, which we could talk about it after. I've read various takes on why exactly he was mad. Some people think he was just being a jerk. Some people think it's other reasons, but let's go to that real quick. Let's watch BJ freaking out in Moscow in 1987.
This one's our favorite Gemstones character, BJ.
Stop lighting the audience. Why does it always seem to hit me in the middle of the night? Stop it. Told me there's a number I can always dial. Let me do my show, for Christ's sake.
Let him do the show, for Christ's sake. Watch this. Get ready. The band's not even phased by any of this, by the way.
They've seen this.
They've seen this in rehearsal.
They
Dang.
Oh!
What is that, like a CP88 or something?
Oh, yeah, and it's on the...
Look at that.
bonk.
It's still nailing it, though.
He
Despite.
really does, yeah. Oh!
Never misses a cue.
Yeah, he's still performing. That's what I really
You
love
gotta
about...
hand it to those Russian microphones are just taking a beating.
What I really like about...
The cable didn't come out. The mic didn't stop working. I mean, he just beat that thing to death.
That's what I find so great about that one, is that he doesn't stop. Like, the song continues.
Perfectly. Yeah, he doesn't miss a single beat. Not a single beat.
Even when he says, let me do my show, for Christ's sake. Even that, he doesn't...
And I like that's in Russia, because probably, Russia 1987, I would guess, they're super into music, but probably don't know a ton of English, so they may not entirely know what's going on. And they also, this is 87, so they might just be thinking like, oh, this is some like punk rock. Billy Joel's going punk rock here.
They're like, we love this American hard rocker Billy Joel.
An interview that I saw, someone asked Billy Joel on the second night an interviewer asked him if he could do the stage antics again, if he was going to do it again, because they loved it so much. So, I've read a couple things, I think he was mad. There was probably... Oh, we got Bob BP finally. Thank you, Bob.
Oh, thank goodness. Bob, welcome to the party. So glad to have you here.
He was bummed for various reasons. Maybe he was having a bad day from the get-go. But also, I guess the the most consistent answer to this is that when the crowd was being lit, they were themselves freezing up. They felt self-conscious about rocking out at the Billy Joel show. So he was apparently he was noticing that, like, if you light the crowd, they stop reacting. If they stop reacting, that affects the vibe that I'm having up here. So
yeah,
instead I'm going to affect the vibe in a different way. I'm going to start smashing all my shit.
I love it. I used to have my buddy Jared. We were in bands together when we were really young, and like we used to have kind of a Beatles and Stones thing, but it was like I liked Elton John and he liked Billy Joel, so it would be who's better.
I was like, how's that? I get what you're saying. Beatles and Stones thing with Elton John and Billy Joel.
Yeah, just the.
I guess that makes sense. I've never really thought about that. Mostly because they tour together, so they're friends. They're buds.
Yeah, there's not much of a rivalry there. I think they just like each other. But we had a rivalry just for fun. But he went and saw Billy Joel, and I remember him telling me he was like, yeah, I love Billy Joel, you know, and I like some Billy Joel too. But he said Billy at one point picked up a mic stand. We're talking, this is like 2000s, maybe.
Oh, so he's keeping this up.
He picked up a mic stand. And it was one of those. What are the two? There's the boom ones, or the ones where these are booms. And then what's the other? What are those just called? Stage mics?
Yeah, it's a stand.
Mic stand, just a normal,
just a straight mic stand.
He picked up a straight mic stand, and the bottom of it, of course, is circular. And so he was pretending to drive around stage, running into things on stage and running into band members. And and he was doing like a crazy. And my friend Jared was like, it was so funny. And then I remembered how many times he's been arrested for drunk driving.
Oh God!
And like that's what he's basically.
Has BJ's been arrested for drunk driving?
Or he's faced legal problems from his drive. So anyway, I thought that was pretty great. But he apparently has kept up the microphone stand antics, not to the level that he was there in Russia, for Christ's sake, as he so beautifully states.
Stop lighting the audience. All right, well, let's move on. I got a lot to get to here.
We got a lot of clips.
Have you heard of Otway and Barrett?
No.
By any chance? So I haven't either. I looked this band up. They maybe Mark knows who these people are because they worked with Pete Townsend. I guess he produced a bunch of these songs. So this album came out in 77, and it's a compilation of tracks that they recorded from 71 to 76. And they did a live performance at the Old Gray Whistle Test. This song is like 1,000 years long. So there's really good stuff at the beginning, but I cut it out. So just go find this. The song's called Cheryl's Going Home. Just Google it. But from 3 minutes until the end, they really just start to kind of go off script here with this track. I don't know if they're wasted. I don't know what's going on, but let's watch this. It's awesome.
And I see that look in your eyes. But good inside now.
Okay.
Paralyzed, you're gone away, and you ain't gonna stay. And I'm so sad you're gone away.
Okay.
Cause that train, that bloody train,
okay.
it's going choof, choof, choof,
This is
choof,
great.
down the track. Ah, yeah.
Getting dangerously close to those pedals.
Hey, Cheryl, got home.
Uh-oh, watch it.
Got home last
Oh,
time.
he stepped on the pedal.
I'm gonna miss her, yes I am. Tonight,
He turned it back on.
tonight when I'm all on in my bed.
Losing signal.
I'm thinking of Cheryl. And I love with her.
Again. Oh.
And as she gets on that train tonight, it's so damn sad.
They've recovered.
it's continuing.
They've recovered. Back on
It's so
track.
damn sad.
Oh boy, now we're getting some feedback. Oh,
Hey, Cheryl, is going home? Cheryl,
no! Oh, what are you doing?
Cheryl is going home tonight.
Wait, so
He's like, wait, what happened?
I didn't think this is where we were going.
The night racks against the night.
What did his friend say?
He's just like, it's all right, man.
With a yellow light. The railroad sign
this is great.
Flashing bright, the people stare.
So the Billy one was Rage. What
This is
what are we getting here? Just
wasted.
confusion.
Wasted. I marked this one as wasted.
Oh man, that was great. So they were like
But they owned it. They fully owned it till the end. And you know, when all the amps broke and there was nothing else left to do, just take your shirt off.
I mean,
Just take your
that's
shirt off.
That's what I should have done at
that
that
works in
LDS
this-
talent show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would work there, but it definitely worked at the old Gray Whistle test or whatever that show was called.
I love the old Gray Whistle test. Those
yeah.
are like some of my favorite performances.
I love that it's truly just the two of them, and that guy's playing a crazy guitar. I meant to go look that up. And
Oh, yeah,
it's
I didn't even
running through like a
recognize
flanger and like a chorus pedal or something.
It sounded nuts, and I
and
couldn't
gnarly
tell
distortion.
what it was supposed to, what that song is supposed to sound like. But it was
The
cool.
song is, yeah, it's, that clip was I don't know, a couple of minutes long, and then, like I said, I cut out the first 3 minutes.
Wow.
The very beginning, the guitar player says something interesting. I can't remember what it is, but go find it. It's funny.
It's
Watch
like
the whole
I'm
thing.
about to get destroyed.
Yeah, so this
Incredible.
we had some crossover in this next one. So we could play it now, or we could talk about it when you go.
No, we're gonna go for it now
So
because
what was this band called?
they're called Rockin' Owl. At least, okay, I
People
gotta be honest.
I'm sure people have seen this one. So this is like
I can't be sure that that's what they're called. That's what it says behind them, though.
Oh, okay.
Rockin' Owl.
Yeah, that's probably who it is.
So it could be the. We
This
might
one's
as well
made its
just-
way on the internet. You've probably seen it, but this is band drama. This
this
is
is
a drama.
You guys know this one. Doing a little Stones cover.
Looks like Rod
and
Argent
it
just got
doesn't
his
take
ass
long
kicked.
at all.
Ooh. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Things are not
good.
going well for Rockin' Owl
Not good.
and his crew.
Is that Jack White's grandpa? They're nice red pants.
I think.
The room just got real quiet.
Oh yeah.
This is serious. Look
I
at the
mean-
guitar player over there. He's just like, you guys.
Bass player also kind of just like moves off to the. He's taking the bass off.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like,
out of here.
Not this again. I gotta be in a new. I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Now he's just concerned about his glasses.
The glasses become really the focal point of this whole. He's looking for his glasses.
Someone find Kevin Nealon's glasses.
Yeah. I've wondered.
Jeez.
Have you seen my glasses? He asks. Somebody in the audience says you're not wearing.
Are these them? We both picked up on this last quote that's about to happen. And they're scripts.
Yeah, he goes, no, they're wire frames. And they're scripts.
Yeah, so these aren't just some disposable readers. These are scripts.
Yeah, come on. I've often wondered, and I don't know exactly what the deal is, but who is that other guy? Was he an audience member? Was he the roadie? What was the deal? Because like the drummer and him, they clearly have something that's been going on before.
I
the
like to think
Stones
that
cover
maybe
starts.
it's the manager. Maybe the manager
Sure.
came up and was like, "Dude, you're
You're not in the
you're
pocket.
you're rushing the beat a little bit here, buddy." And
Come on,
he was
man.
like, "Come on, man, I'm having fun up here."
Right.
Anyway, oh yeah, Marco references the. I think we talked about this a couple episodes ago. Danny punching Danzig, and Danzig was just in town. I was sort of hoping Danzig was here with Misfits a couple nights ago, right?
He was.
I was
and
hoping
it was
for a sequel to the Knockout. But
It was a huge show. He played at the Misfits at like Auction Pavilion.
it looked massive.
with
It's
Fear and AFI.
yeah.
And I almost went because all jokes aside about him getting punched, I like the Misfits and I like
Yeah, sure.
Danzig era Misfits and I
course,
like
good stuff.
Danzig's first couple solo records an awful lot. But
I guess
it was 100 and something.
it's hot.
I'm not Warped Tour-able anymore. I'm not that age.
Yeah, Miranda the other day was
like.
like, "How are people going to shows in this?" And I was like, or somebody was like, "Well, we did. Yeah, I went to the Warped Tour in July in like a parking lot."
That's true.
Like it's
That's true, but I can't do it now. Apparently, or at least I couldn't this weekend. Danzig come back. I think he is coming back. I think Chris Decoy Deloy told me that Danzig is coming back with like Behemoth or something, some
Okay.
like really fast metal band. So,
All right.
and it's at Marquee, which is maybe one place I would.
That's a very good place to get punched again.
I would say
If you're
there-
gonna get punched, it's there.
If there's one place I want to go to even less than an outside venue in July, it might be the Marquee. But
I've perma-banned the Marquee. I hate that place more than almost anywhere on earth,
they really have
and
a
I'm
problem
happy to say that
with
publicly. Place
Warped
sucks.
Tour Celeb Theater. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize Warped Tour was at Celebrity Theater.
Oh yeah, that was the parking lot one I was referencing. Yeah, people were, and that was one of the first shows where they were doing the like, you'd have to buy a ticket to get water, which was confusing people. So everyone thought that everyone was like dying of a heat stroke, thinking they're in line for water, but they were just in line for water tickets. Very stupid.
That
whoever
sucks.
playing that was probably,
I saw Warped Tour.
It was probably that Tom guy from Marquee Theater probably had something to do with it because he's a real dumb asshole.
It should be illegal, the water thing. Yeah, and I do agree. Yeah, Warped Tour, Peoria Sports Complex is where I saw it, and then I saw one at auction before it was called that. It was probably Blockbuster Desert Sky Pavilion
I think
or
it
whatever it was.
What was it after Blockbuster?
Ashley Furniture Home Store Pavilion. It really was. I've always thought that this is the stupidest
Welcome to
hologram
Costco.
water. That's what they're going to start selling.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Yeah, welcome to the Costco Coliseum.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on.
All right,
this next section is staged.
Staged?
I think this is staged, but you tell me.
All right.
Viewers, you tell me what you think.
I don't know what we're looking at here, folks, but let's take a look-see.
This is Green Day at iHeart Theater in 2000. iHeart Radio. Who's that? Festival. 2012.
Yeah.
Rockin'. All right, cool. Sound great. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna play a fucking new song. Fuck this shit.
Shit.
Give me a fucking break. 1 minute left. 1 minute fucking left. You're gonna give me fucking 1 minute? Look at that fucking sign right there.
This is why I think it's staged, just because the camera's so ready to load to the sign. But I don't know. Maybe they're that quick.
Yeah, 1 minute.
1 minute.
I've been around since fucking 1980 fucking 8.
It's true. He's old.
He's been on the road since 1988.
Fucking minutes?
Can't have 1 minute.
Fucking kidding me?
Don't ever disrespect Billy Joe
You fucking
or
kidding
Billy
me?
Joel.
Don't ever respect her. If your initials are BJ.
Bieber, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, he's like, this is him saying essentially, let me do my stage for my show for Christ's sake.
It's a fucking joke.
Joke.
I got 1 minute. 1 minute left. Oh, now I got nothing left. Now I got nothing left.
Okay.
Let me show you what fucking minute fucking means.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Nope. 5? Yep,
Oh,
there we go.
boy.
Five hits, and it goes down.
Is that would you say is
1 minute.
that a Les Paul special, you think? Melody Maker?
We'll be back. Mic drop.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so what do you think? Was that staged for, because, I very intentionally opted out of all the movie awards antics.
Yeah.
Because I feel like all of those were staged. MTV Movie Awards, MTV Music Awards, that, somebody did something, Soy Bomb or something, and then after that I was like, we got to do something like this every year. There has to be some sort of...
Soy Bomb was the guy who popped up with Bob Dylan, and he just had that written on his...
Oh, that's right. What was the one that happened... Oh, that's right. I always get these two things confused. It was the dude from Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, the MTV Music
That's
Awards are where Tim Comerford from Rage Against
The
the
bass
Machine...
player.
He climbed a balcony or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I remember that being a really strange one. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that, Bob VP says, if not staged, then personally prepped. I agree. Anita, I think very accurately weighs in with wah and Rockstar Tantrum.
Yeah, a little bit of a tantrum.
I could see when you have only 1 minute to perform. I could see being annoyed, but also there's no way he didn't know how long they had, right? Like, these things are managed so to the moment.
There's a thing where that I came across a lot, and we've all heard this, where whoever's running production wants you to play a certain song, and you don't want to. So they were like, you got to play Basket Case or whatever that song was. I forget what that song's called. But they probably had some new record, and this is stupid. We're playing this thing. We want to play our current music, and so whatever. But the other reason I think this is kind of staged is I found an older video of this very similar thing of Billy Joe freaking out at a German music festival, and then someone actually coming on over the loudspeaker saying in German basically you have to stop playing, and they just kept playing, and he told the guy to shut the fuck up. And then they played I don't know, some one final song. So I don't know, maybe they saw that, or it was right after that, and they're like, hey, can you do that thing you did at the German festival and maybe get some, I don't know.
I would love it. Well, the thing I love about it is
Baby Joe Armstrong.
Baby Joe Armstrong. Baby Joe, the thing I like about it is how he's standing up for real rock music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not Justin Bieber. He's been
not
around since
Justin
1988.
Bieber. He's been on the road since
Justin Bieber wasn't even
1988,
born in 88, guys. Come on, give Green Day one more minutes.
Give them one more minutes. I've seen
Or one hot minute.
I've seen Green Day. Oh, I wish I had. I don't.
Cue it up.
We're juggling a lot right now, so I can't.
We're juggling streams too.
We're juggling streams. We're juggling clips. This is, you guys don't know, but we're actually working very hard right now. We're hardly working.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, that's a hilarious one. I think he's one of those guys who I love Green Day up until a certain point, and then the records become some of the most annoying records to me.
I think I stop at American Idiot.
I stop at the one right before it.
Well, that's what I mean. I think American Idiot is like the brick
Yeah.
wall that I never got to.
Technically speaking, I kind of liked American Idiot right when it came out too. I did, but
That's
then
the one that has the "Wake Me Up When September Ends"
Yeah.
on it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's the only song I can recall from that record. But
and then the song itself, American Idiot.
oh yeah, "Don't Want to Be in It." That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was their.
That was on Broadway. That album.
Oh yeah,
went
that
to
was
Broadway. It was a huge
in a
deal.
lot of ways that is crazy because like so the one I like, the one that came out before that, Warning. I like that.
I
record.
love that. That's like kind of acoustic.
Yeah, it's where
punk.
they're sort
It's
of
good
trying to grow up a little bit.
Yeah.
But then people were like, it's got Holiday on it, which I like. It's got a Macy's Day Parade, which I really like. It's got the song Waiting, not Warning. Warning's also on it.
Yeah,
but
I gotta go back. I haven't listened to that album in probably 10 years. I gotta go back and check it out.
I liked it, but the fans thought it was a little bit too. It didn't do.
That came after Insomniac.
Yeah, it came after
Okay.
they had the big hit.
Yeah.
The
Geek's
Seinfeld
Deep
song,
Breath and all that
Time
stuff.
of Your Life. Dookie and Kerplunk are great.
I mean, Dookie's great.
I love the one. What's the one that's got Christy Road on it? It's an early.
That's Kerplunk, I think.
Is that Kerplunk? Okay.
I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
Someone
anyway.
can fact check it. Anyway, let's move on. So, I mean, I have the Ashley Simpson SNL thing. We don't have to watch it. The top quote on the YouTube video for that is from, let's see, it's from Alexis LaChance 7384.
What's
says,
Alexis say?
Legend says the band's still playing to this day.
They're still on stage at 30
Yeah.
Rock.
So what happened was someone accidentally. So she had played that song that she had played that previously,
Yeah.
and they were supposed to play another song, but that track started playing, and the band, like the professionals they are,
They were like,
they're
we're
just
going
like,
with it.
we're going with this song, I guess. So
Yeah.
they started playing it, and she took off. So I always thought, I did a little extra research on this, and there's a whole 60 minutes piece on. They just happened to be there, talking to Lorne Michaels about SNL, and filming this whole thing. And they show like the hour leading up to it. Her voice was all jacked up, and she was super worried about singing.
Yeah.
So they were like, look, just have a track playing under you, and you can just sing over it. That way it'll give you a little extra stability.
Sure.
So apparently she wasn't, straight up, she wasn't doing this all the time. It was just a thing. But
she wasn't used to it.
it became like a very, she got a lot of shit for this.
Yeah.
Lorne Michaels said that this was like, they interviewed him after too for the 60 Minutes thing, and he was like, that's never happened before. No one's ever walked off stage. No one's ever not performed live. This is a live show. Now I
Wow.
think they do it all the time. Which is hilarious.
Yeah, I
think there's
mean,
a lot of lip syncing happening on that.
I would
on that
always
show these
have
days.
assumed that was the case. I always think, of course, the Elvis Costello where he stops the band because they weren't supposed to play radio, and then they go into it.
Yes, I watched that. I almost
got
pulled that
banned.
clip too.
It's great. It's
And
kind
the
of like
Replacements got banned for for like mouthing some
Yeah.
bad words or something. And that performance is actually awesome. Go find
Yeah.
that. Replacements SNL. What?
beautifully written about in the guy, Bob Mayer, one-time Phoenix New Time writer, current. I think he's in Memphis now.
Yeah.
He wrote an incredible book about the Replacements and talked about that SNL show being sort of that was his introduction to the band. So he's like seeing them on TV as a kid and being like,
They were so good.
"This
and
is the most rock and roll thing
that
I've
song.
ever
It's
seen."
such a raw version of that
Yeah.
that track too.
Hell
Anyway,
yeah.
Okay, so now
Or
we're,
Ashley.
Now we're going into wild card.
Uh-oh.
We're in the wild card phase. This one I'm not sure because I just found this somewhere. I couldn't find a real long video of the performance, which is good. So it's a short one, which is great because I need to shut up now. But this is Van Morrison and Sinead O'Connor on David Letterman in 1995, where you can't tell. It's the wild card. Is he having a meltdown? Is he my term we like to use around our house? Is he boof goosing?
Boof goosing?
Is he just having fun? Is he just goofing around? Is he new boot goofing? You be the judge. What's your take? Let's watch this.
I'm a huge fan of both of these artists, and every statement they've ever made. No, I'm just kidding. Untrue in both cases. But let's find out what these two are.
Shines like the sun.
Blah, 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 blah.
Ease my troubles.
That's what. You.
Okay, so he's smiling there. She's kind of smiling. Is it nervous? Is she nervously smiling? Is it my take as a musician, knowing that Van Morrison's a bit of a prick? I think he wasn't I don't think his microphone was loud enough. I think Sinead was stealing some thunder, as she should, and he wasn't having it. So he was sort of doing that thing where he's like, I'm just having fun, but I'm also being a total dick. But I'm also having fun, so don't get mad at me. That's my take. What do you think?
I think you're right. I'm sure you're right. I know that like the two of them had met, and both Irish music legends, of course. She was a huge fan, but she did also mention how strange and intimidating Van Morrison was. I have only seen Van Morrison live.
Well, he's dressed like Darkwing Duck in that performance.
Yeah, he's one of those dudes who I saw him live in 2020, right before the pandemic. February 2020, Las Vegas, Van Morrison.
Nice way to go out.
And those shirts, like I was like, I'm gonna go check the shirts, thinking maybe there'll be a cool Van shirt. I want to support with a little merch. We're here in Sin City, seeing my boy Van, and on the shirt, it's like him in like a zoot suit. Like,
what's with the zoot suit?
He loves these goofy blues.
I want him to bring back the velour jumpsuit. From,
I want to see the last
days.
waltz.
Yeah, the last waltz days.
The high kick jumpsuit.
Shimana mama.
Yeah.
Give me one more time.
Well, so that's the thing. When I was watching him on stage, I couldn't tell if he was hating every second of it or if he was loving it. So similar, like I really couldn't
it's hard to tell.
His enthusiasm.
That's the same
looks,
thing. Even on like the last waltz, you're like, he's so like
he's
insanely into it, but also it looks like he just wants to die.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
It's so crazy.
My favorite thing was when he said some of his like weird pandemic stuff, and he was like, I don't think he ever. I don't know to the extent to which he went like full hoax or whatever, but
Sure.
he was saying stuff like that. And my friend Joe Maynard,
Joe Maynard,
who I know from Hoodlums records, rest in peace Steve Wiley, rest in peace Hoodlums. He was like, no Van Morrison fan was surprised when he started saying all of this stuff that's going to get us killed, because Van Morrison has always hated his audience and hopes that they die.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, I thought that was about as accurate as it gets. But yeah, I think he was in a freak out mode, but I will say that by Van standards, there seemed to be a little bit of levity.
It was a little playful.
He was having some fun.
That's another one too, where it's like, yeah, maybe they were just having issues at the sound check, and Sinead knew what was going on, so that's why she was kind of like, oh, okay.
The thing about Sinead, of course, kind of never known for any onstage antics that got her in any amounts of trouble.
No, there's. I mean, we could do a whole show just on SNL antics.
We totally could. She obviously her when she shredded the photo of the Pope.
Yeah, which was like awesome.
I think it's like one of the most punk things anybody's ever done.
Yeah.
But then right after that, she performs at the Bob Dylan birthday thing, and the audience boos her, and Chris Christopherson comes out, proving that KK, known for his work in the 1998 action film Blade. I think that's what he's best known for.
That's the only way I know who he is.
But Christopherson comes out and he
definitely
goes,
not Smooth Sounds of the 70s.
Don't let the bastards get you down. And it's so
Goddamn
cool.
right.
And then she does War by Bob Marley. at the Bob Dylan birthday thing. Anyway,
She's like, oh, wrong Bob.
she was
Screw
really
Bob Dylan.
She was focused on her mission, and yeah, love seeing her with Van. She does a really
Van the
good
Man.
one with Shane McGowan too.
Cool.
Maybe I'll play that.
All right, so let's wrap up here. So this has nothing to do with music. This is just one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite. This is a runner-up, and this is
Okay.
a wild card. This is the potpourri. This is the grab bag mix wild card, whatever you want to call it.
Here we go.
This is a clip from QVC.
That picture, remember the picture of the horse I showed you earlier? Well, here it is, blown up. This is a big horse. Order now. You get the camera, you get the printer. 4x optical zoom. Schneider lens. Photo printer.
It's a big
SD
horse.
card. Look at that horse. The bushy tail, the big teeth, the hooves. Okay, my producer Tara Cates just told me this isn't a horse, it's a butterfly. Yeah, actually, it may in fact be a moth.
So I still don't know what's up with that. I don't know what happened there.
It may in fact be a moth.
I also someday want to do an entire show on newscaster bloopers, which is my truly my favorite thing. Is
I
when
mean,
newscasters
newscaster
lose it.
bloopers. That's
So
what
yeah,
it's all
that
about.
horse. Yeah, so they're selling a $379 digital camera, so you can around what era that was. And I don't know what was going on, but that guy thought he was looking at a horse. He was on script. He was on
wasn't-
script. He clearly wasn't seeing the monitor. He was just he was doing his
He
thing.
was
That's
like,
funny.
they have wire frames and it's a script.
Look at this. Yeah, look at this horse. Look at those
Look at this
teeth. Look at
horse.
that hair.
Those big teeth. He's really got it all. Well, that's great. Those are some really good ones, dude.
Thanks.
I was thinking, have you ever seen like a particularly wild onstage freak out at a show?
Not really.
witnessed one
I've
at a
seen
show?
people like walk off. Like I saw the Violent Femmes walk off stage.
Yeah.
At Edge Fest, I think someone threw something at him. It's
That's like
mostly
an
that.
epidemic
I've seen
now.
that a few times. Yeah, people are throwing
People
phones
throwing
at
stuff
BB.
constantly. PP.
And who else? It just happened to someone else too. BB Rexa got hit with a phone, and
BB Rexa
and
got
Drake
hit.
maybe.
Yeah,
Someone-
people are throwing stuff.
So yeah, and I think Anita was like, "Why are people throwing stuff?" I mean, people have always been throwing stuff, but now it's just heavier stuff.
Yeah.
Then we got phones. Then we have like people are throwing mini computers at people's heads.
You definitely shouldn't throw a phone though. I mean, you're going to need that phone.
It's your phone.
For
Also, really, yeah.
when I was
Maybe
in
people lose phones and then they pick them up and they're just like, "I'll throw it at Drake." That guy sucks.
I guess if you're gonna lose it, remember when that guy threw the shoes at George W. Bush? That's
Yeah.
That's one of the.
I just
better.
saw a pretty funny clip of a girl throwing a water balloon at. I think it was
Oh, at a parade.
at a parade.
I
I think
saw
it was
it.
like a water balloon. There were water balloons everywhere. She wasn't just like targeting specifically, but she got a headshot on. I think it was Mike Pence or something.
She hits
pretty-
him and she looks at the camera with like kind of, you could tell she didn't expect it to
pretty-
hit as that's a
yeah,
really
she wasn't.
good one.
It was a kill shot. She wasn't. She was going.
She didn't know.
for the
She didn't know
kill
what she
shot.
was going for. I was. I remember at McDowell Mountain Music Festival in 2011. I saw an onstage freak out. Do you remember that band? First off, this is something that only indie kids of a certain age will sort of get. I was trying to remember the details of this story, so I Googled Margot and the nuclear so-and-sos.
Yeah, I remember that name.
And then about 3 minutes into looking at links about them, realized wrong band. Not Margot and the Nuclear So-and-Sos. It was Edward Sharp and the Magnetic Zeros.
Yes.
So they had that big hit, and one of the vocalists walked off stage and then wouldn't come out of the bathroom. And I remember I was there reviewing it for New Times, so I kind of like wandered in to the actual venue. It was before they started doing it downtown. It's when they would do it up in, I don't know, like North Phoenix somewhere, where that Compound Grill was. Anyway, so I'm listening and I hear like stage hands being like, she won't come out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then somebody's like, hey, put the news on. And so they put the news on at the bar, and they're announcing that they killed Osama bin Laden. And somebody from the venue, I'm back. I'm like in there just like, paying attention, just standing around like a creep, which is what you're basically supposed to do when you're
what
a
else
reporter.
do you do? Right.
And the guy goes, somebody needs to tell Edward.
No.
And so somebody runs from the bar onto the stage, whispers in his ear. And at this point, I've now gone out, too, to see how he's going to react. And they run
Did
up on
Edward
stage.
really need to know this?
I don't think so. But they run up on
This
stage.
isn't like, guys, there's an attack.
They whisper in his ear.
America.
They go, and then they run off. And the guy goes, well, I've just been informed we killed Osama bin Laden. And then, like, the crowd kind of cheered.
Yeah.
But most people, you could tell they didn't, they weren't sure what their reaction was supposed to be.
Right.
And he was like,
they're like, do we cheer for dead guy?
yeah. And then he kind of wandered around
America?
the stage and he was just like, yeah, America. Yeah, wow, what a cool country. America. Yeah, great. Uh-huh. And it was like
Was he trying to sing the South Park song?
I don't know what he was trying to do. All I know is that in that moment, I'm like, there's never been somebody less prepared to deliver the news of Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, that's not who I want delivering my major news.
Than this guy, Alex from Edward Sharp and the Magnetic Zeros.
That band kind of sucked, right?
Yeah, I didn't like him.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought.
But I definitely thought
that's a crucial part of the story. Was the band good? No.
Yeah, but I don't know if that counts fully as an onstage freakout, but it is sort of like in the freakout adjacent thing because it's like
that's a freaky thing
not
to happen
supposed to
on
be
stage
happening.
for sure.
Yeah,
no, and
for
I don't know
sure.
why anyone would be compelled to tell an artist that something like it's like.
Oh yeah.
Major news events happen all the time during concerts. We don't have to. This isn't like a.
No.
This isn't a public broadcasting forum. This is a music show.
You definitely don't need that, but they did it, and he delivered that news to us all. So I'm gonna enter full screen.
Thank God for Sharp.
We've got a really short one. I don't know if this counts as an onstage freak out, but
we're
gonna.
know it's coming. I've seen this.
It's definitely strange
Love
on-stage behavior. Let's get things going with the king of rock and roll.
Lord have mercy.
Elvis, deep throat in the mic.
We got to see it again, right?
Lord have mercy.
What's he doing?
I still don't know why Elvis does that to this day, and I actually have no other information about when that happened. But I did start digging around, and I thought, well, if this is Elvis doing something this weird on stage when it's nothing is actually going wrong, how weird could he have gotten? So I was digging around, and I found this great article by the website Mental Floss. And there's a story about how in 1970, Elvis got a death threat. And he didn't take well to being threatened. So he got a gun that he'd carry around with him at all times.
Yeah, wasn't it gold?
It was gold.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Real
and
cool.
apparently the urban legend is that in that infamous photo of him and Nixon, he's got the gun on him. I have a hard time imagining Secret Service
allowing that. The king's allowed.
But maybe, regardless,
Listen,
he had
I
this
gotta bring my
gun. He'd be if he was watching TV and they said something he didn't like.
He'd shoot the TV.
Shoot that TV.
Yeah.
But one time, 1977.
The talkie box, I don't like it.
He's on stage and he's doing his Elvis thing, and rip 22 caliber slips out of his boot and lands directly in front of his guitarist John Wilkinson. And according to this article,
John Wilkinson's boot.
Yeah, it's like it comes out of Elvis's boot onto John's in front of John. The gun just on stage. And apparently, it was on stage for 20 minutes before somebody decided to pick it up.
Well, cool. I'm glad.
So that's
how did he not? How was that not? I mean, his clothing is so tight. How is that not just revealing? You would think you'd see this.
Yeah. Also, I guess
like
keeping
a Luger
a gun
in his pants.
I guess keeping a gun in your boot is
in
like
his boot. Oh, in his boot.
He was keeping the gun in his boot.
It was probably like a little like a little spy gun or something.
Yeah.
Like a James Bond kind of boot gun.
Yeah.
The hidden one.
That's the kind you bring with you on stage.
That's what I have
in
my Crocs.
You got.
I keep a 22.
Yeah.
Keep a 22 in my Crocs.
Decoy always keeps a 22 in his Lusso Clouds.
Yeah.
Sponsored
by.
So Elvis being a weird individual. This doesn't quite count as well. It's kind of an onstage freak out. But do you remember this great scene in the Fugazi documentary Instrument?
Oh yes.
We don't have video footage. This is just it's still photos, but you get some really good. Fugazi are one of those bands. You couldn't consider these like unwarranted freakouts, but they had a tendency that anytime the crowd was behaving poorly,
right,
they would weigh in with
they'd call it out.
Some directives. Yeah, they'd call it out. And so this is kind of one of my favorites, really.
Hey, don't fucking kick people and don't punch people. I'm talking to you right there, all right? I'm talking to you and you.
So
you want to fucking do that shit? Get the fuck up on the football field, all right?
Right. He's saying if you want to be a jock.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah, that's right. Now, I don't have. It sucks to have to tell people to behave themselves, but there's other people here too, all right?
Yep.
So try to be a little more kind. Yeah.
But this is the one.
I saw you two guys earlier at the Good Humor truck, and you were eating your ice cream like little boys, and I thought, those guys aren't so tough. They're eating ice cream. What a bunch of swell guys. I saw you eating ice cream, pal. Oh, don't you deny it. You were eating an ice cream cone. You were eating an ice cream cone. Oh, you're bad now. You're bad now, but you're eating an ice cream cone. And I saw you.
If someone's playing guitar over this, would be a great song.
Yeah.
That's the shit you can't hide, you know? You got your fucking shit, but you eat ice cream. Everybody knows it. The whole fucking place
there's no
knows
tough
it.
way to lick an ice cream cone, is there?
Ice cream eating motherfucker. That's what you are. I mean, yeah, there's nothing better than that.
I'm glad you pulled some of these because I didn't grab any of the sort of the yelling at people in the audience. There's lots of those. There's a good Dave Grohl one.
I watched the Grohl one, right?
There's a funny Kiss one, but I didn't pull it because I hate Kiss so much. I didn't want to shine a light on it.
Was that where they were laser pointering?
Yeah, and he's like, if you like get rid of that laser pointer, I'll shove it up your ass or something. And I was kind of like,
yeah,
interesting. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, old Kiss are terrible. What's his name? Josh from Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Constantly. I mean, when he's not kicking photographers directly in the face.
Yeah, when he's not beating people up, he's yelling about other people beating people up.
Yeah,
because he wants to be doing all the kicking.
Yeah, there's only one place that you're gonna get. Yeah, and then of course my final clip, of course, beyond all that was Rockin' Al, which we've already experienced.
Sorry for stealing your thunder on the.
No, I don't mind.
Shared thunder.
I don't mind. We shared that thunder.
Yeah.
But no, I think Fugazi are great. They've got that good. If I was getting yelled at Fugazi, I would feel like that's a badge of honor, right?
Oh, of course.
And but yeah, so I've got Edward.
Wouldn't it be nice if they played some $5 shows again? Think that's ever gonna happen?
I mean, I go back and forth on whether or not I think Fugazi will ever return, and I think probably not.
Yeah.
But then again, probably the coolest thing is that they have continued to play together even though they're not performing.
Right.
They just get together and they just play just for them. And I thought that's kind of cool. And I like the Evens and I like some of the other Fugazi projects. So I don't know. But I also kind of like when a band goes out on a high note.
I love that.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I did have one more. This is the one that I told you I didn't pull clips from. But do you remember a couple of years ago, 2021, November 11th, when...
A bit of a blur.
When...
Try me.
Sophia Urista, known...
Oh, is that the person
from
who
the
peed
band
on stage?
Brass Against, invited a fan on stage and...
Peed on them?
Urinated on them.
Yeah.
I pulled that and I started...
You pulled that and then you were like, gross.
I was like, this is disgusting. But partially, they were doing a Rage Against the Machine cover, which is hilarious to me, and they're called Brass Against, so that's in the mix. They were covering the Rage song "Wake Up."
Yeah.
Not the Wage song "Rage Up," the other way around. Wake Up. But while I was so I remember that coming out and everybody thinking, "Oh, how hilarious is this? This is insane." She's peeing on a guy.
What's she doing?
Yada yada yada. Then that Matrix movie comes out right after that, Matrix Resurrected or Resurrections or whatever it's called. And at the end of that movie, it goes into a Rage cover, but it's like horns. And I was like, this sounds like that crappy band that the girl peed on the guy. And then I looked it up, and it was them.
Oh,
They're
wow, really?
featured in the Matrix movie right after that.
So they got some...
Walk the dog, or wag the dog situation or whatever.
Listen, is everything staged?
I think it's all staged.
Reveal the green screen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. That movie.
I do too.
It's a weird one.
That's a weird one.
It looks really cool, though.
Thanks to John and Yoko for helping getting that one into the world.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess that's it. That's it for Onstage Freakouts. Gene, obviously, he's made his appearances here on Click Vortex before.
Yeah, we've made it be known.
But yeah,
at least
Gene
mine.
is Gene's pretty much the worst. Kiss is a pretty. I have my Kiss soft spot, but yeah. Oh, so how's the other stream?
Other stream's looking good. At one point, we had 16 people in here. We got someone in Brazil watching us. Gave it some watching from Brazil. So
I think
it's pretty good. I'm trying to think of what's something. Yeah, that's good. I like it. I was thinking of Blockheads. Blockheads were the bad guys.
All of you being here with us, Bob VP.
Freak out? Call 1-877-Wastoids.